Hi everybody, my name is Sophia, I'm from Long Island, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own longboard skateboard at home. Here are the materials that you need for this project. To start, you definitely want to get one of these skateboard tools. They're very versatile. You can fix a lot of repairs with it, and it's just really useful in this project. Tape measure, definitely helpful. Again, not necessary, but I highly suggest using a tape measure. You want to get yourself a pair of trucks and bearings and wheels. And on Amazon, you can buy a kit that includes all of this, or you can go to your local skate shop and pick up all the materials. But basically, you're just going to need to get your trucks, wheels, bearings, risers, and your nuts and bolts. And again, a skate shop can help you find everything you need, or you can just look up longboard wheels and trucks on Amazon, and the first options that come up are perfect. Next, you want to get yourself some grip tape. Again, you can get this on Amazon or at your local skate shop. The next tool that you're going to need is a sander. Any type of hand sander will work for this project. I have some random one that was my dad's from like 40 years ago, but you can just get any type of hand sander. And I'm going to be using 50 grit and 150 grit sandpaper. Lastly, you're going to want to get a jigsaw. If you have any type of saw, I'm sure that would work, but this is so much more practical in my opinion because you're able to just saw your way in there. And 1/4 inch plywood, which I have right here. Mine is probably about like 4 by 2, but yeah, any size that you want to make your board will work. The first step is to trace out your longboard. I'm using an old longboard, but if you don't have one on hand, you can totally print out a free template or create your own design. Here's how my sketching came out, but if you want yours to be more in the shape of a cruiser or a shorter longboard than I'm doing, then totally do whatever's best for you. The next step is to cut out the shape you made with the jigsaw, and totally ask a parent if you need help, because this part could get dangerous. So basically we're just going to sand the board next after we cut it out, and then just smooth out any bumps or inconveniences that are in the wood. That way it comes out better looking when we paint it and stain it. After we go over these edges on the side, we're gonna take our finer grit and curve the edges in. So just do this motion with your sander. That way these become a lot more round and less dangerous because these are pretty sharp right now. And then we're gonna take it and just sand the top with the fine grit, sand the other side with the fine grit. That way the whole board becomes ready to be painted. The next step is putting a glaze on the board, so we're gonna put a polyurethane glaze. So after putting the polyurethane on and letting it sit overnight, here is how the board came out. Next I'll show you how to put the wheels on the trucks on. Next you want to flip your board over onto the side without any paint, just the wood, and grab your risers. For this part, you're going to want to find the sweet spot of your board. It's different for every board and every shape, so there's no exact area, but I would say generally 4 to 5 inches. But since my board is shorter, I'm probably going to end up doing closer to 3. But you do want to do a good amount where the board has enough room for balance, but still does have an end tail. So use your best judgment and you can always switch it around. For the top of the board, you definitely want to do around the same area. However, mine's at a curved nose, so you don't want to do it anywhere on the curve. You want to start right where it becomes a rectangle shape and then do a few inches down from there. This part definitely comes in handy to have your measuring tape. I had a line down the center of my board, so I had a good idea of what is even, but definitely get your measuring tape and measure each of the sides, that way it's all consistent with each other and it's in the center. Now we're going to take our drill and drill holes exactly where we put the pencil marks from the risers. After that, you're going to grab all your nuts and bolts and place the nuts and bolts through the holes. That way it gives you more stability when placing the risers on. After that, you're going to place your razor on and make sure it's secure. Then Your truck should fit perfectly on top, and you just have to take the bolts and screw them in. I use my skateboard tool for this part. Lastly, you're going to get your grip tape and place it on top of the board. I put my grip tape on top of the hardware, but you can totally drill out areas for the hardware to go on top of the grip tape. So I just place it on and I make sure to press it really good. And after I press it on really secure, I wrap the edges. And after that, I just take my razor or my box cutter and slice off the excess.